Wow, guys, Caitlin Collins was banned from the Oval Office for repeatedly asking really bad questions. You guys gotta check this video out.
Quickly to the White House, where in an unprecedented move, CNN correspondent Kaitlan Collins was actually banned from a late afternoon press event in the Rose Garden because the White House simply didn't like the questions she asked the president earlier in the day. Kaitlan, you were the network pool reporter representing the 5 television networks when you asked the president about that secret audio recording that the president's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, made of them discussing a hush money payment to a Playboy playmate who allegedly had an affair with Mr. Trump. Tell us precisely what happened, because it's very, very worrisome.
Yeah,
Really quick, guys, you already know Caitlin Collins is a rude person, and she's like a hack. Like, how are you still there? How are you getting all this access? It's timeless, on how she acts. It's completely timeless. I don't know how she keeps getting away with this, guys, and I'm just glad it at least happened. Let's keep going, man. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel.
that's right, Wolf. So I was blocked from attending an open press event here at the White House because the White House did not like the questions I posed to President Trump earlier in the day during an event in the Oval Office with the president of the European Commission. So to walk you through exactly what was going on, I was representing the rest of the television networks during this spray, which is what we refer to it here at the White House, in the Oval Office. We were brought in for the top of the meeting between the president and the president of the European Commission. Both men delivered remarks, and then I and several other reporters started asking President Trump questions. This is a normal occurrence, and it is often our only chance to ask President Trump questions that day, and he often responds to us, Wolf. So to give you a sense of the questions that the White House did not like that we posed to President Trump, here they are.
Collins, she obviously doesn't know when to stop, man. She's very unprofessional. She needs to know there's a time and place for everything. That's what CNN seems to ignore. I don't know why she thinks she was banned for this. No, you were banned for being unprofessional. There's a time and place for everything. You guys gotta understand.
So, Wolf, the questions I asked, in case you couldn't hear them, was if the president was upset and felt that Michael Cohen, his former attorney, had betrayed him by allowing the release of that audio recording. We also asked if he was worried about what Michael Cohen would say to prosecutors. As you know, the president was tweeting about that recording with Michael Cohen just this morning on his Twitter account. And then I also asked the president if why Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, had not accepted his invitation to the White House yet. That was before the White House announced that they were going to postpone that meeting until next year. Now, Wolf, after that event was over, the president did not answer questions. He said, thank you. We left the Oval Office. And then later, I was called into the office of Bill Shine, the president's latest hire, who is his right-hand man for communications. It was him and the press secretary, Sarah Sanders, who told me that I would not be invited to an open press event here in the Rose Garden moments later at the White House because they thought the questions that I posed to President Trump were inappropriate for that venue. I told them that is often our only chance to ask the president questions. Those questions were questions any reporter would have asked, and I was there to represent all of the networks and therefore ask about the questions of the day along with the
Man, anybody that could talk this fast, sound this annoying, and smirk from both sides of their face is a person you shouldn't trust. You know, Anybody that works for CNN, you shouldn't trust them. Anybody named Caitlin Collins, you shouldn't trust them. I'm sorry, guys. That's just how I feel. You can let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. Let's keep going in this video out.
other reporters and my colleagues in that room. Because of that, the White House blocked me from going to an open press event here at the White House that all reporters are allowed to go because they did not like the questions that I asked President Trump about the news of the day, Wolf.
It's truly shocking. It's really unheard of. I've never heard of it. This is an open event. You're an accredited White House correspondent. Earlier in the day, you did precisely what you were supposed to do, representing the 5 television networks. You asked a question, you asked a couple of questions, others did as well. That's what happens at every photo opportunity. The White House knows this. But then what is truly shocking, they reprimand you, they call you in for this meeting with Bill Shine, the Deputy White House Chief of Staff in charge of communications, and then he does something I've never heard of, and I was a White House correspondent for 7 years. He blocks you because of what you did, which was legitimate journalism. He blocks you from attending an open event in the Rose Garden simply because you asked questions they didn't like. It's truly shocking.
I hate Wolf. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I hate Wolf Blitzer. It's not that it was questions that he didn't like. It was just not the right place to ask those type of questions. like Trump says, he's not going to sit there and go back and forth with the media. And those are my latest video. I don't know why these people think being unprofessional is cool. I don't know why CNN is like that. I don't know why they're so uncomfortable with, so comfortable with burning bridges. I don't think that's cool. I don't. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I don't know how someone could just repeatedly burn bridges and then somehow snake their way back in. After that CNN town hall, she just thought she was on top of the world. She could smirk and she just, who does she think she is? You know? Let's keep going, man.
To hear that, and I think all of our colleagues, anyone who has ever served as a White House correspondent, I don't think anyone's going to remember a time where they block an accredited White House correspondent from a major news organization in the United States from attending an open event in the Rose Garden. So what's been the reaction since then, Kaitlan?
Well, Wolf, we haven't heard anything else from the White House. We did send some CNN photographers and other reporters to that briefing, but they said to that press conference, that open press availability with the president, but they said I specifically could not go into that press conference. We have not had any other press availabilities here at the White House today. There was no White House press briefing with any of the press secretaries to take our questions in a public setting here in the briefing room where I'm standing now, Wolf. And I was simply just doing my job, asking questions of the president about the news of the day, some of the things the president had already remarked on, and then would make news on later when he did issue that statement through the National Security Advisor, John Bolton. But clearly the White House was not pleased with those questions we had for the president today.
And at that open event in the White House, which we had, of course, had coverage of that, the president didn't take any questions either. When he was done with his statement, the president of the European Commission was done with his statement. They simply walked back up the stairs towards the Oval Office. That's the president's right. He doesn't have to answer questions, but journalists are there to ask questions. That's what's happened for years and years at the White House, and this is truly pretty shocking that the White House would bar an accredited White House correspondent from an open event, as they did for you, and I assume the White House Correspondents Association. And the network bureau chiefs here in Washington are filing formal complaints with Bill Shine and others at the White House. This is not supposed to happen this way. It's truly outrageous. Kaitlan, thank you very much for your excellent work over at.
No, no, we're not gonna sit there and thank Caitlin Collins. They just sat and said the same thing for 5 minutes over and over again. Why did you get kicked out? They kicked you out because you just asked questions he didn't want to answer. Why did he kick you out? That's what these CNN reporters are good at doing. They sit there and they ask you the same questions over and over and over and over and over and over. And they expect the answer to change. They even do it to each other. They're kind of like the Democrats, The Democrats screw each other repeatedly, and then they want to try to team up a little bit to go after Trump while not covering their tail. That's why everybody that went after Trump has something coming for them. You got Alvin Bragg, Bonnie Wills, Letitia James, you know? Man, let me know what you guys think about the Adam Schiff. Forgot that. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.